So, y'all, I haven't been on here for a while, and that's because I've been having problems with my internet service for one. It don't like when I go out of my way or whatever. So I was trying to walk around the corner or whatever. It's 6 o'clock in the morning, and I'm just kind of frustrated about some other stuff that's going on or whatever. And I'm just out here getting some air, and it's just uploaded this first one that I tried to do that didn't come out right. So we on here again. So I'll just stay connected, close by the house or whatever. So I haven't really been doing too many body of work as far as like this type of work because a lot of people really don't watch them. Like when I do these like bodies of work, it's more like I might get one or two views or you know, sometime I might look up and get 100 views or something like that. The shorts, I guess, is more of what people are wanting. And I told you I had did some research on that, and they were saying that shorts are pretty much better because they more like fast and go. You know, people on their breaks and stuff, and people can, got 15 minutes, they can hurry up and watch or something. So I haven't really been focusing on um, long bodies or whatever. I'm looking at this bird that got this long stick in his mouth. Okay, so here's the deal, right? I haven't got a chance to fully watch it yet or whatever, right? But I was on Facebook and I seen this title where it says that a man cuts his wife's head off or somebody's head off because he found out that all six of his children weren't his. And so I do these stories all the time to show people that everybody ain't playing and people are meeting they meet in the graveyard earlier than what's expected because they playing all these games or whatever. So I haven't really got a chance to um read this story, but I'm going to read it and I'm going to get back with y'all after I read up on it and find out what went on. But it just brings me to something that irks me, especially in the black community with these black parents, right? Not understanding when they the problem of their child of their children destroying other people's lives and destroying things around them. Like I say all the time, break people, broken people break things. And so it kind of just wrapped me around to these scenarios right here, right? Where um these parents have these children, right? That in the front on the front street on the front store, they good at what they do. They in school. They in college. They excelling. They making all A's. They doing everything. They looking good. They good in sports. They this and that. But then on the backside story, on the flip end of it, right? They got this dark side about them. They've invented this dark side of character. They got this dark side scam going. It's running. It's been working for years. They've been bamboozling other people, other families, destroying other families, breaking other families apart. And then when something happens to their child, when the news come on, they on TV crying and screaming, my child was a good child. My child didn't deserve this. And I don't know who would have done this to my child. And a lot of times these parents be aware of what their kids be doing. You know, fast money. A lot of times, the parents, the mothers be in on this stuff. They know they son out here scamming. They be knowing their daughters out here scamming, and it's okay as long as ain't nothing going wrong with their child and their child bringing the money in. But as soon as something happens, due to what your child been doing, or the scam is up and it's time for your child to pay. You on the news hollering, you don't know who would have did this. You don't know why. But see, when you play with people lives, these are the type of things that happen. Now, a lot of people don't understand this, what I'm about to say here. A lot of times when you play these games, even though the person that you played these games on aren't dead, it wasn't a funeral, and they still walking around, that doesn't mean they aren't dead. You killed them, you just killed them alive. They just walking around dead. And so I've seen a lot of incidents like this where somebody's child, selling fake drugs or something, and people that worked hard for their money and they going to, celebrate and spend a little money and come to find out they got candle wax and all of this mess. Or these girls getting onto these dark dating sites, wanting to meet up with these men or something, gonna make a quick dollar, for having sex with them or whatever. And the man just looking for a good time, he go to pick the woman up and come to find out he being trailed, a car in the back with two other men that's finna kill the man, and all of this type of stuff that goes on with all these scams that people be doing. These boys robbing their homeboys, breaking in their houses, after they didn't win purchase some dope together to sell, he gonna kick in the door, and now he got to shoot whoever seen them or whatever. All of these things go on to where your child didn't develop the skill to finesse people. You know, uh, these dope boys hiring these hitmen in the street, to kill these boys that they feel like competition. Then got good at it. Ain't did it to one person. Been doing this crap to people and black people and breaking up their families for years and years and years at a time. And then soon, as something happened to your child, you get on the news and you holler, and you don't know who would have done this. You don't know why. You part of the problem. You are part of the problem if you allowing this type of stuff to go on right here. You sitting around acting like you don't know what your child is into. And a lot of times, people do know what their child is into, and a lot of times they don't. But for the ones that know what their children are into and you getting on the news acting like you don't know, you are a part of the problem. It is not okay for your child, your daughter, to set up people and have them killed. Your son out here selling fake dope. Your son out here killing and robbing and breaking up other families. And then your daughter having all these kids and making somebody think that they in the happy lifestyle and ain't no cheating going on, ain't nothing going on, and all of this stuff. And come to find out, they dream is crushed because somebody out here playing. You part of the problem when you get on the news, making yourself look like a fool. When everybody hearing the backstories in the street about what your child has done to other people. I just want to get on here and put that out here because I'm tired of black people getting on the news, making a fool out themselves when everybody in the community know what your child was doing. It's okay, black mama. It's okay, black daddy. It's okay, black parents, to say, I raised my child to, the best of my ability. I don't know, exactly what my child was into. You know, um, there could have been some things, there could have been some things that my child was into that I'm not aware of. Because this is the truth. You do, try to raise your kids the best that you can. You do try to, you know, provide them with things you never had. And sometimes, when your kids get away from you, your kids do get into stuff that they're not supposed to be getting into. They do this. That's not your fault that your children, when they get away from you, they start getting into other things and doing other things. That's okay. And a lot of people feel guilt because they feel like they failed their child or failed they self. But there's a whole bunch of other dynamics going on to why, your child might be acting out. Maybe a father wasn't around, maybe the mother wasn't around, maybe they experienced this and that. A lot of times, some of these things don't have nothing to do with you being a parent or trying to get your child, to the next level. A lot of these things don't be your fault. But for some reason, people feel like they do. And when the lights and the camera come on and the microphones come on, then you want to holler about you don't know why somebody did this to your child when a lot of times what your child was out here doing to other people and to other families. You think that after you didn't destroy somebody's family, and you keep doing it and you making money off of it, and this has become your skillful nighttime job. You think after a while ain't nobody gonna raise up? You think people ain't gonna start coming together, figuring out what your child is into and what your child had done, to the lady around the corner, what your child had done, to all these multiple sons, and having them killed and put in the ground because they envious and they jealous of them and all of this mess. For every action there is a reaction. And a lot of these reactions are leading to your children being put in the ground early because of the finessing that they think they doing. And ain't finessing nobody. Only thing they didn't finesse is they way into the ground. That's the only thing they didn't finesse. So I wanted to get on here because, like I said, this is what irks me every time I turn on the news and people act like they don't know what's going on. They don't know why their child is here. Your daughter didn't scam this man out of $1,000, and when he catch up to her, she toast. But you don't understand. You on the news. You don't understand why this happened. You don't understand why somebody snapped you. You don't understand. So we looking bad not taking accountability, and taking accountability don't have to say you know what your child was into or you know what your child was doing. Taking accountability means I don't know what my child was doing. I don't know what my child was into when I wasn't around. I have no clue. See, we want to feel bad all the time for the person that's on the camera screaming and crying and they families huddled together. But what about the people in their families that your daughter or your son did done all this stuff too? What about them people? If your son or your daughter wasn't in this finessing mode and thinking they were so slick, none of this stuff would even be going on. This is part of the problem with these black people, with these black mothers and these black fathers in this black community. A lot of people would still be around if these parents, when they got onto these scams, what they was doing to other people, mutilating other people's families, breaking other people's families apart, making other people's families sick and suffer. If they got onto their child and said, "Hey, that's not right. I don't encourage that. Stop doing that before something happens," they don't do that. You know why? Because their son or their daughter bringing the buck in. They don't care about that. They don't even these things that I'm talking about. They don't even see these things as a possibility happening to their kids. But when it happens, now you on TV putting on the show. Them news recorders should shut the lights off, pull the microphone from your ass, and tell your ass to go on. They don't want to hear your story because the streets know your story. Well, anywho, I'll wrap this up. I'm just kind of frustrated, but I'm gonna go in here and I'm gonna listen to this story. But I just want to keep on bringing these type of things to light, bringing these type of things into existence, because people swear they slick, they swear they done been to Vaseline College, and they swear they got the finesse, and they swear they got the magic until they end up in the ground. So once I figure out what's going on with this story and deal with my daily duties, I'll be back. Cooper's Closet.